Hi guys, I'm going to take you through the meals dashboard. This is set up for my family and I think really works for a lot of families who have regular food that they do and just want to repeat that food over a fortnight, or they change their, have regular fortnights or regular blocks that maybe they have the same food and then it's rotated the next month as well. And they might have the odd new recipe that they also can put in and so forth. So this works, and so you don't have to have a calendar that you adjust every month or every fortnight. This is the type of meal planner that works. So it's got a meal planning section here, and then you've got all your recipes here, and you've got your shopping list, and then you've just got your general filing cabinet that is set up for any research that you've done or any thinking that you've done around meals and food. You might have researched how to make bread, and that's in there so that you've got all your resources in the one spot for meals. You can chuck recipes in there too that you think you might use, you don't necessarily want on your list yet, and then you can move them in later just by dragging and dropping them in here. So this is what it looks like for you to have all your recipes. You might have 30 or 40 of them that you're going to rotate through. Adding a recipe in is quite easy, and then later on we will add those recipes to the actual planner, which is set out in weeks and set out in days of the week. I'll show you how that looks. So week one shows you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. You've got your meal, you've got a recipe, and then it brings in for you what your prep time is for that recipe, and you can bring in across and roll up any other properties that you want to. If you want to see your dietary requirements for that meal, then you can also roll that up and bring that over as well. I haven't done that because I don't find it that relevant, but you might want to do that. There's also a takeout and leftovers toggle here so that you can just drag and drop. If you're not really going to have stew and you just want to have leftovers, you might want to say, yep, let's just do that, have leftover curry. So these two are just here for people that really like to set their weeks up and really know what's actually going to be happening. Now you can look at this in a calendar view. Now it's not set up like this at the moment, but you can have all your meals and so forth in a calendar, and I'll show you how to do that too in the instructions. But for now, this is mostly just for people that have these regular weeks. I'll show you what it looks like when you add in into a recipe. You basically get to put the name in, your prep time, any dietary needs here, whether it's gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, and so forth. Then you can click on the template. It'll ask you to choose these if you haven't already, especially the prep time is really handy to see. And then you'll get a chance to add an image, your ingredients, and you can do that as an image. Sometimes I just chuck an image in there rather than having to write it all out. You can add notes, maybe someone didn't like it or so forth, or maybe you had to cook it a little bit differently or cut something differently. You just add a little note there, any other instructions, and then you'll get to see a groceries list for that meal, and you will get to see your general grocery list. It's got everything on it so that you can set up your grocery list for this recipe, and I will show you how to do that. But let's go and have a look at one that is already done. Let's go and look at our chili tuna curry. It sounds bad, but it is so good. So here I would add in my ingredients if I wanted to, chilies and so forth, however you want to set it up, like an image, then your instructions, and I just drag in images usually that I've taken from books. Then what I've done is I've got all my ingredients here. Now this is a look of my, this is my grocery list that has been filtered for just this recipe. So the way that I set that ingredients list up is I go into set up groceries, and this is a linked view of my entire groceries list, and I will go through and I will search for each one, especially if I've already created my grocery list. I will search for, so let's say chickpea for this, and then I will click on the recipe and I'll go down to my chili tuna and click that, and then the two of them will be linked and it will appear, chickpeas will appear on my list here in this recipe. Now, if you haven't really set up your grocery list, sometimes it can be easier just to type things into here, and it will automatically link it to your chili tuna curry. Now, so it depends. If you've already got a lot of groceries, then you're going to need to go and look through the groceries you've already got. But if you've got nothing in your grocery list, then you might just be able to add stuff in this way and just add in your chickpea. And yeah, like I said, it's already linked. You're going to add in the details in your shopping list, where it is in the home and your aisle and so forth. So that's another way to add things into your shopping list. So then you've got your ingredients and your recipes all there. And then you're going to be able to put them into your meal planner. So your meal planner looks like this, but to set up your meal planner, we give you a little toggle here that enables you to add all your meals in. So it depends how you want to add your meals in. You might want to add in a curry, a stew, burgers and things. And then you might want to be more specific over here when you add the recipe in, or you may not. You may have something very specific there as well. Sometimes I just do a general, it's pasta night or it's chicken night, and then I add the recipe here for what it's actually going to be and which recipe I'm going to use that week. And so you get to choose. This is already here, all your weeks, but basically you're just going to make a long list, and then they can be moved around easily. So you've got week 1, week 2, and quite often I'll just make week 1 or 2 or 3 and I'll just be copying and pasting entries, highlighting the potatoes, and then I will just shift all over and just copy and make them go somewhere else as well. I might put them over here and change that one back to Monday, and so that week 3 also has potatoes and is linked. So that is how this prep works. I give it to you and I give you instructions so you can add all this in with ease and it's not too complicated, and then you get a really good look at everything that's happening. And like I said, you can drag things around and move it, so you can move things from one day to another day. And then you can also move things from one week into the next week and move things around that way. So each week you can add your ingredients. We just go into this toggle. So this here shows you all your recipes you're going to be using this week. So you just need to click on them and go into each one, highlight them on the list, then go to the next one and look at their list and their ingredients, and then add them to the shopping list. That's how you add in all your ingredients to your shopping list. So it should work fairly well and fairly smoothly. Cheers.